and I'm going to put you on a trail, and you're going to hit the throttle and you're going to go faster. And you're going to find out what it means to outrun your headlights. You're going to find out what it means to be studded and unstudded. I can't put a kid or anybody on a snowmobile in a safety course because of liability problems. They get on the machines, and I hope all of you have taught them very well how to ride machines. But it's a first chance that they'll get to really start to see. And we might even be able to market the thing, who knows? And generate some more interest back into the sport on the family side of things again. It needs help. We'll get there. Here's the telling part of that. These are the number of kids and adults that have gone through the course. What happened? Last 2 years. Dropped off all of a sudden. Trying to figure out why. It could be a part of the registration. It could be a carryover that we've finally saturated the market with the kids. It could be that there's just not a lot of families that are really registering enough snowmobiles that the kid's going to be interested. And then there's that computer game and the text message phone thing and all that stuff. But we need to generate some more interest on the younger side. How many people in this room are under 40 years of age? I can't. The demographics of this sport, and this is coming across the country, we are an older group of people that own machines. The current generation of young riders, the kids in their 20s and 30s that have the cash to go buy a $10,000 machine, don't want to buy it. They'll rent it. They'll rent it in a heartbeat and go to some place exciting to ride it and drop it and leave it because they don't need a truck, they don't need a trailer, and they walk away with no insurance, and it works. And you go and look in the western states, their rental numbers are rising dramatically out there. It's incredible to see. But we got to try to figure something out to get more and more kids and young people back in. These are the publications. We're going to have most of these, all of them, on the website. We'll do a session after this on questions and answers and signing, and I know Dave's been through a signing issue and things and problems and that. Okay. The guide, copies are here. Signaling handbook, we've got it. Groomer training, got a little slide later. Just another thing that we publish, another, not a big cost, but it's another cost that we have. This is an interesting one. I never even dreamed. Do you know that we're the only state in the country that offers a law enforcement school? I've had calls from Alaska, Illinois, Canada, trying to get officers to come into our week-long school. Right now, we revamped this year the basic course, made it more practical, made it more hands-on. We actually set up real scenario accidents that we pulled out so the officers could go out and investigate them. We had a bad accident this year. The investigative materials that were on it were not very good. We were at risk terribly on a lawsuit if they had only done a better job. We lucked out. But we revamped that. The advanced course we dropped this year because the advanced course is now going to become a tactical course. It'll be a course where we hope to have all the officers develop checkpoints, checkpoint protocol, how to go and ride a sled aggressively, how to get off a sled and pull their weapon and fire it. You ever try to do that? After you've been riding with your thumb going like that and you just happen to be right-handed shooter? Try it sometime with those that have pistols. It's almost impossible. But there's techniques and things that you can do. Here's the other part. That's amazing. There's a grants portion. It's locked in. It's in legislation. $150,000 to law enforcement. How many counties are in the snowmobile system?
46.
How many counties are taking advantage of the program?
17.
Multiply 12.5 by 17. How many more can we get into the program?
None.
You're done. I know I got chastised because I did an article in the Syracuse paper on safety issues and concerns this year, and I brought this issue up that I'd like to see more law enforcement. What do you think the first reaction was that I got on a phone call?
No more.
You're stealing our money from our maintenance program. I'm sorry. I do believe that law enforcement is needed, it's necessary, and if it's done right, it will help this sport tremendously. There's the number of hours that we currently have, the number of arrests, unsafe speed. This is an impressive one. Just so you know, New York State is looked upon by other states trying to figure out how we got the alcohol out of the system. Right here. Right here. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You guys took it on, you believe in it, you know it. The biggest problem that we've had, and we had a discussion on this in the Congress, the Northeast Congress, was what is your tolerance for alcohol in snowmobiling in New York State?
Zero.
What does zero tolerance mean?
None. No drinks.
Whoever stops riding, parks their sled and not has a drink. Would we even consider that? No. We're thinking of coming up with a new idea. Sled clear. Then go have a beer. Hi, I work for Molson's. No, sorry. It's unrealistic to say zero tolerance. It really is. But you have to keep up the effort to keep the alcohol the heck out of this. There's nothing worse than a general public riding by and seeing a whole bunch of sleds parked in front of a bar. And you could be the soberest judges in the world. It's the image, it's the projection, and you could not have a drink on the counter, any of it. And it's purely perception. But if you stand up and you say, this is what we believe in, we don't tolerate it, we won't accept it on our trail system, we don't want it there, you'll turn that around. And that's what's happening, because you're doing it. And I commend you for doing that. I really do. Because it was going to kill your sport. Special event permits. How many of you ever applied for a special event permit? 1, 2, 3. Anytime you hold an event that has snowmobiles involved, under the club, we think you're covered for special events, but for insurance purposes, okay? But if you want to have historic sleds that don't meet the requirements for decibel levels, if you get a permit, it's $15, the money comes back into the fund. But it also puts the public safety issue in front of you. You have to stop and think, where are the people going to be standing, where are the spectator areas, what's the fencing, what are the speeds involved. It also exempts you on your registration, your lights, and your mufflers for those historic sled rides that you have. Very easy form. You just need to have a contact person involved. You have to contact the local police force also to notify them that you have an event going on. Nothing worse than have 40 antique sleds go over the hill to find a checkpoint and you're all arrested because you don't have a permit. Please don't let that happen. Groomer operator training. We do have a textbook. Jim McFarland really worked hard putting this whole program together. And I know there was concerns through the years. He does go out and train, do classes of over 30. We do provide textbooks. If your club wants to have a groomer training class, give us a call, give us some time to get them printed and get them out to you. I forget what we're printing right now. How many are we printing now a year?
About 800.
800.
It's available on the website
Yeah.
right now. The PowerPoint will be available also shortly in the redesigned website so that people can get out and bring this information back to their clubs and train within the clubs also, or just to review it.
Key word right here. This is not a certifying groomer training course. It does not certify you to be an operator of a groomer. It certifies that you attended a basic training course on how to groom. Big difference. It's insurance purposes. The downhill ski areas don't even have certified groomers on their areas. they have a little ticket that says this is a high-risk sport that